Hi friends, welcome back to chapter 9. This is part 3 of Force and Laws of Motion. This is from the NCERT book from of class 9 and my name is Avantika and I hope you have seen parts 1 and 2 before you have come to this video because unless you have seen those you will not understand anything that is being taught in this video. Okay, in this we will talk about conservation of momentum and we will solve some theoretical questions that are given in your book. In the next part, we are going to be solving numericals. So please continue watching this series. So this is what we have learned in part 1, part 2. I think this is for part 2. The momentum of an object is the product of its mass and velocity and has the same direction as its velocity. P is the momentum, M and V mass into velocity. The SI unit of momentum is kilogram meter per second. The second law of motion states, okay, what does the first law state? The first law states that the object remains at rest or in a state of motion unless acted upon by an external unbalanced force. The second law of motion says the rate of change of momentum of an object is proportional to the applied unbalanced force in the direction of the force. Okay, F is equal to mass into acceleration. Okay, SI unit of force is kilogram meter per second square and it's also known as Newton. The unit is also called Newton, so you can say kilogram meter per second square or Newton, both are the same. 1 Newton produces an acceleration of 1 meter per second on an object of mass 1 kg. Okay, this is the definition of Newton or the force of unit or unit of force. Third law of motion states that to every action there is an equal and opposite reaction which acts on different bodies. Please remember this, that it acts on different bodies. Okay. So now we are going to be talking about conservation of momentum. What is conservation? Conservation means keeping as it is, keeping it intact, keeping the value same, right? To conserve it means to protect it and to keep it the same. There is no change in it. And momentum is mass into velocity, right? So what does this mean? If we have two objects, for example, two balls A and B, right? This is ball A and this is ball B. Ball B, okay? They have masses MA and MB. This is ball A, this is ball B. Masses A and B are traveling in the same direction along a straight line, different velocities UA and UB. So ball A is traveling with velocity UA. This is the initial velocity. And MB, ball B, is moving with initial velocity UB, but in the same direction along the same straight line. So ek ke piche ek, they are moving like this. Okay. No other unbalanced forces are acting on them, right? Since there is no other unbalanced force, they will remain in that state of motion with the respective velocities without any change. In this case, UA is greater than UB, right? UA is greater than UB, so A is moving at a higher initial velocity than B. The balls collide, right? Because the ball that is coming from behind is faster, so it will collide, right, with the ball in front. What will happen? The collision lasts for time t. Okay, ball A exerts a certain amount of force AB on ball B, and an equal and opposite force FBA is on the on ball A from ball B, right? So I'll just show you what this is. So force FAB in green acts like this, FAB, and force FBA in blue acts in this direction on from ball B to ball A. They are equal and opposite as we know, right? What happens is the velocities change. After there is a force, there is some sort of there is a force on both of them. So now there is an external force. So the velocities have changed. So the velocities have changed. MA is now moving with velocity VA. MB is moving, MB is the mass of B, velocity VB. So momentum before collision is for ball A, for example, For ball A, momentum before collision is ma into ua, obviously mass into velocity, and after collision is ma into va. है ना? Simple. The rate of change of momentum, which is the force, according to second law of motion, force, right? Force AB, so force A to B, what is acting from A to B in this direction, this green arrow here, during collision will be mass into acceleration. What is acceleration? Acceleration is change in velocity upon time. What is change in velocity? VA minus UA, right? So force is equal to, we know that force is equal to ma. M is mass A, this is force A to B. So we are talking about the force that is acting from A to B, right? So this is the force acting from A to B, and we are talking about ball A here because this force is acting from A to B. Okay, so mass A into change in velocity upon time, right? We also know that similarly mass change of momentum FBA, because we know that change of momentum of ball B before collision is MB into UB, and after collision is MB into VB. Change in the force applied is the change in momentum, right? Force applied on B from B to A, not to from A, from B to A is change in velocity into mass upon time, right? Ma. ठीक है? You understand this? We have done in the previous video how we got this. A is change in velocity upon time, right? So velocities have changed, mass remains the same, and time is the same. Now, according to the third law of motion, force Fa exerted on ball A by ball on A on B and force BA exerted on ball B should be exerted by, not on, should be equal and opposite, right? So force AB, this is A, this is B, this is force AB, and this is force BA. Okay, force AB and force BA should be equal and opposite in direction, but they are acting on different uh, they are acting on different bodies, right? So this AB is acting on B and BA is acting on A, which is why they don't get cancelled. नहीं तो अब बोलेगी equal and opposite है तो वो cancel हो जाएगा. No, no, no. It doesn't become zero, right? Because they're acting on different bodies. So what happens is we get this formula FAB is equal to minus FBA, right? Equal but opposite. So we get this formula MA into VA minus UA upon T is equal to minus MB into VB minus UB upon T. We can cancel T, and then we open up the brackets. This is what we get. MA VA minus MA UA is equal to MB UB minus MB VB. We can rearrange this, right? We can rearrange and have the for initial velocities and final velocities on the same side. So we see that the final velocities, final momentum after collision, the momentum after collision is equal to the momentum before collision. Okay, of both the balls together, not of a specific certain ball, of both the balls together. So collision दो balls में हुआ. So इसका जो मोमेंटम था इनिशियली A का and B का जो इनिशियल मोमेंटम था, right? The sum of that momentum remains the same even after collision. The values change, right? Because the velocity is going to change. Mass remains the same, but the velocities of both of them are going to change. So Separately their values might change, but the sum of momentum of ball A and B before collision remains the same as the sum of momentum of ball B and A after collision. Okay, MAVA plus MBVB is the total momentum of the two balls after collision, and MBUB plus MAUA plus MBUB is the total momentum before collision, right? Okay, so we observe that the total momentum of the two balls remains unchanged or conserved as long as there is no external force acting upon them, right? In this case, it is only the two balls that are colliding with each other. बाकी कहीं से force नहीं आ रहा है. So in such a case, when there is no external force, then the momentum before any kind of collision remains the same as the momentum of the system. This is one system. ये दोनों का एक system बन गया. The momentum of the system remains the same, which means that the sum of momentum of both the balls initially will be equal to the sum of the momentum of both the balls after collision. Okay, but there is no external force acting on them. Okay, this is known as the law of conservation of momentum. Okay, these are some examples that are given in your book. I don't know what you're supposed to do in this. I have, because it is given in your book, I have put it here. Take a big rubber balloon and inflate it fully. Tie its neck using a thread. Also using adhesive tape, fix a straw on the surface of this balloon like this. Okay, pass a thread through the straw and hold one end of the thread in your hand and fix it on the wall. So you tie it with a thread. उसके दोनों ends free हैं. एक end आपने इधर से दे दिया. You put it through the straw and you fix it on the wall, and the other one is held by a friend. Okay. This arrangement is shown in this figure. Now remove the thread tied on the neck of the balloon. What will happen? Let the air escape from the mouth of the balloon. Observe the direction in which the straw moves. The direction will be opposite to the direction in which it throws away the air. This you can see even with a simple balloon. If you just open the balloon, if you see that the air is in this direction, for example, this is the balloon, this is the mouth. If you open it, the air will go out in this direction, but the balloon will move in this direction. Okay. The second is, take a test tube of good quality glass material and put a small amount of water in it. Place a stop cork at the mouth of it. Now suspend the test tube horizontally by two strings or wire as shown. This you can't do at home. As shown in the figure, heat the test tube with a burner until the water vaporizes and the cork blows out. Observe that the test tube recoils in the direction opposite to the direction of the cork. Yes, you know this. The cork will go in this direction because the steam is trying to come out, so it will push the cork, but the test tube will go back in this direction, right? Observe the difference in the velocities that the cork appears to have and that of the recoiling test tube. That happens because of change in the difference in mass. Equal and opposite forces acting on both these objects, but difference in mass can cause different effects. This is an example again that is solved in your book. A bullet of mass 20 gram is horizontally fired with a velocity of 150 meter per second from a pistol of mass 2 kg. What is the recoil velocity of the pistol? Now what have we been given? Mass of the bullet 20 gram, that is 0.02 kg, right? I'll just write mass of bullet 0.02 kg. Initial velocity of the bullet and the pistol. Now you have said horizontally fired with a velocity of 150 meter per second, but that doesn't mean it is the initial velocity, because initially both the pistol and the bullet were at rest, and only after it was given some amount of force was it given some velocity, and that remains its final velocity. इस केस में final velocity है, so vb is equal to 150 meter per second. This is of bullet, huh? UB is equal to 0. Okay, now we know mass of pistol 2 kg. We have to find VP, right? We have to find recoil velocity. We have to find VP, and UP is equal to 0. Okay. So we look at the law of conservation of momentum. We know that the momentum of both of them will be conserved. So initial momentum of them will be equal to final momentum. Okay. So let V, okay, this is, you know, the recoil velocity. Total momentum of the pistol and bullet before the fire is this. Okay. When it is at rest. Now what does this mean? This is total momentum, but because the velocities of them are the same, therefore the momentum is 0, right? Because initial momentum is P is equal to mv, where v is the initial velocity, sorry, this initial velocity, this and this, which is 0, which means momentum, initial momentum is 0 for both of them, so the sum of momentum is also 0. Total momentum of the pistol and bullet after it is fired. So this is of the bullet, right? This is of the bullet, and of the pistol, so it is, this is of the pistol. Okay, we don't know the final velocity, we have to find the final velocity. So this is the final, you have to, now you see that initial velocity and final velocity remain the same, therefore you equate whatever you have got here with 0, because that was the initial momentum, not the velocity, initial momentum, right? So therefore we get v is equal to minus 1.5 meter per second. Why is it so much less than that of the bullet? Because the mass is that much higher. You can see that it is proportionately higher, है ना? यहाँ पे 100 times higher है इसका mass. So the speed is 100 times less. Simple proportion है. ठीक है? Negative sign means it is in the opposite direction. Okay? This is the second example. A girl of mass 40 kg jumps with a horizontal velocity of 5 meter per second onto a stationary cart with frictionless wheels. Now either they have said frictionless wheels because most of these numericals that you solve will remove friction from there. uh, you will not have friction to solve. नहीं तो अगर friction solve करोगे तो it will become very difficult. You have to include friction in this, but here in this case, and friction is an external force, so then the law of conservation of momentum gets changed because friction is an external force is acting on it, so you will have to consider friction also. So you don't want to do that at your level, that is why they always give you frictionless surface. The mass of the cart is 3 kg. What is the velocity as the cart starts to move? Assume that there is no external unbalanced force working in the direction. Okay. Let v be the velocity of the girl on the cart as the cart starts moving. Now what have you been given? You have been given the initial velocities. Initial velocity, she jumps with a certain speed, right? 5 meter per second से वो jump करती है. So initial velocity of the girl is 5 meter per second. Mass is given. We have to find, we don't know Vg, okay? Anyway, we have been given cart is 3 kg. Initial velocity, it is given stationary cart. Initial velocity is 0. Okay, so this is the total momentum of the girl. What is the initial momentum? Mg into ug, and initial velocity, initial momentum of the girl, and initial momentum of the cart, right? We know this, right? So the total initial momentum will be mg ug plus mcuc. Okay, this is the initial momentum. Now after the interaction, we see that this is the total weight, and because the girl, now it is asked what is her velocity as the cart starts to move, you have to understand that she is on the cart. सो उसकी वेलोसिटी एंड कार्ट की वेलोसिटी सेम हो जाएगी. सो व्हेन यू टॉक अबाउट vg इट विल बी इक्वल टू vc, है ना. Final velocity of cart and final velocity of the girl is the same. So when we talk about the final momentum, we talk about mg plus mc into v, because v is the same. That is what they have done here. It is mg vg plus mc vc, right? But vc and vg are the same. We can just consider them to be v. So ये हो जाएगा. Okay. So this is the final momentum. Now, according to law of conservation, final and initial are the same. Final initial momentum are the same. So this final momentum and initial momentum are the same. Therefore, you get the velocity. Okay, and it is in plus because it is in the direction as the girl moved. Okay, this is another example. Two hockey players of opposite teams, while trying to hit a hockey ball on the ground, collide and immediately become entangled. Okay, like this. Hmm? One has a mass of 60 kg and was moving with a velocity of 5 meter per second. 60 kg, 5 meter per second in this direction. The other has a mass of 55 kg and was moving faster with a velocity of 6 meter per second. Right, in this direction, this is the mass. Okay. In which direction and with what velocity will they move after they become entangled? Assume that the frictional force acting on the ground between the feet of the two players on ground is negligible. As I told you, आपके level पे you are not supposed to incorporate friction into your thing, because the third law simply states that the conservation of momentum, not the third law doesn't state that. The law of conservation of momentum states that the momentum remains conserved before and after some sort of collision happens. So given that there is no external force acting upon them, so if there was friction then there would be an external force. आपके केस में वो आपको कंसिडर नहीं करना है. ओके, सो यू विल ऑलवेज बी गिवन कि फ्रिक्शन इज नेग्लिजिबल और फ्रिक्शनलेस सरफेस. ठीक है. So let the first person be moving from left to right. By convention, left to right is taken as the positive direction. The direction in which you write like this, in which English and Hindi are written, is generally considered the positive direction. And this direction will be negative. Okay. If symbols m and u represent the mass and initial velocity, mass and initial velocity आपको simple आप initial momentum दोनों का आप calculate कर सकते हो. So if this is m1, this is u1, this is m2, this is u2, we calculate the initial momentum, and you have to consider that because you have to see the direction, therefore you have to give the you have to see the direction of the total करने के बाद system का क्या direction है. So you have to see the signs, right? So negative, this is in this direction is negative sign, in this direction is positive. So momentum has a direction and that is that of the velocity. So total momentum of the two players before collision is m1 u1 plus m2 u2. पर इस केस में u2 is minus, right? So this is your answer. ओके ये माइनस क्यों आया? बिकॉज इसका मल्टीप्लीकेशन इज हायर. सो m1u1 प्लस m2u2, राइट, दिस इज 300 माइनस 330. ये आंसर आएगा आपका. ओके, माइनस साइन आया, देयरफॉर दिस इज माइनस 30 किलोग्राम पर मीटर, सॉरी किलोग्राम मीटर पर सेकेंड. ठीक है, ये इनिशियल वेलोसिटी है, इनिशियल मोमेंटम है. ओके, if v is the velocity of the two entangled players after collision, now क्या होगा? When they get entangled they become one system, like the girl and the cart, दोनों की velocity same होगी in the same direction. ठीक है, they become entangled, तो उनकी they are, as they're working as a system, they are entangled like this, they will go in the same direction with the same velocity. So again, like the same thing that we did with the girl and the cart, दोनों का mass we will consider as one because the system has changed. System part of the system. So total weight is 55 plus 60 is 115, like is given here, and velocity remains same. Velocity is v, final velocity. So we have this equation for the final momentum after collision. Okay, so we will equate this according to law of, you have to write it like that, right? According to law of conservation of momentum, this equal to this. Okay, you have to always write that statement when you are solving. So if you solve the initial momentum and final momentum, you have to give the statement according to law of conservation of momentum, initial momentum of the two players is equal to final momentum of the two players, right? And then you equate it. You equate it like this. You write minus 30 is equal to 115 V. Okay, so V is, you bring this here, minus 30 upon 115. Therefore, this is your final velocity. This one, okay, minus 0.26 meter per second. And what does minus mean? Minus mean कि इसकी direction में जाएगा, he will move in the direction from right to left. Player 2 right to left जा रहा था, and by convention right to left is minus. So if you get a minus sign here, it means that by convention he is moving from right to left. So after collision उनका जो momentum है, that is from right hand side to left hand, इधर के right hand side to left hand side. Okay, so player 2 के direction में, इस direction में उनकी final velocity होगी. Okay, so these are some questions, some theoretical questions and some numericals that are given in your book. So I'm going to solve them with you. If action is always equal to the reaction, explain how a horse pulls a cart. When you are walking, what do? I told you about this in the previous video. When you walk, you push the ground back and the ground pushes you forward with the same force. That is why you move forward. That is exactly what the horse does. The horse with its 4 feet, it is pushing the ground back, and the ground is with the same amount of force pushing it forward, and the horse pulls the cart because the horse and the cart are attached. They are part of the same system. So जितना force horse डाल रहा है, उसी force, वही force is acting on the entire system. Therefore the cart also gets pulled. Okay, explain why आपके बुक में is it दिया है, but when there is no question it should be it is. Explain why it is difficult for a fireman to hold a hose which ejects large amounts of water at a high velocity. इसका आंसर भी बहुत सिंपल है. It has a very simple answer and you know this very well. The hose, this is the hose, it is giving out water with a certain velocity here. Okay, with this velocity, right, with this force, right, at a high velocity, therefore high force, and this is giving an equal and opposite reaction. It is similar to that of a bullet, right? So the bullet is being pushed with a high velocity, the rifle or the pistol recoils. Similarly, the fireman that is holding the hose gets pushed back. The hose gets pushed back with the pressure of the water, with the same force as the force of the water that is moving forward. And because of that, the what happens is the fireman has to hold it at the same place. Naito, because of the high force of being pushed back, he will also keep moving back. Why it is difficult for him to hold? Because he has to hold it at the same place and he has to put enough force from his own side to counteract this force. Do you see? So ye, because this water is pushing forward at this force, it is giving an equal and opposite reaction on the hose, which will push back the fireman. But the fireman doesn't want to be pushed back, so he has to put enough effort and enough power from his body to counteract that negative force that is being given, or and to stand in the same place. That is why it is difficult for him. Okay, From a rifle of mass 4 kg, a bullet of mass 50 kg is fired with an initial velocity of 3 meter per second. Calculate the initial recoil velocity of the rifle. Now इसमें थोड़ा सा confusion ऐसा होगा कि initial velocity दिया हुआ है. You have been told that the bullet is fired with an initial velocity. You have to understand that in this case the initial velocity u की जो value होगी will always be 0 because the bullet only moves forward after a force has been applied, right? And uske pehle, before the force was applied, the mass and so the velocity of the pistol and that of the bullet was 0. ठीक है? So please remember that. So what happens is calculate the initial recoil velocity of the rifle. Because यहाँ initial velocity दिया है, that is why he says initial recoil velocity, right? In this system, this is the final velocity of the bullet, not the initial velocity. ठीक है? But initial velocity दिया है because the bullet starts to move from that place at this speed. That is why वो bullet की initial speed बताई है. But when it is in the system of the rifle, then the initial velocity of the bullet in that system is 0. That is how you calculate the initial. This is law of conservation of momentum, right? So mass of rifle, initial velocity of rifle plus mass of bullet plus initial velocity of bullet is equal to should be, this is the sum, this is the initial momentum of the system. So in दोनों ये this is both 0, right? So we get 0. So initial momentum of rifle and bullet is 0, right? Then we have the final इस केस में initial बोला है, but we are going to talk about the final velocity here. So final momentum after it is fired, what happens is, what is the velocity, what is the momentum? Mr in this case is, I'm just going to write the values, okay? Mr for velocity we have to calculate Vr plus bullet of mass 50 gram 0.05 kg into 35. This is the final momentum of the system, right? So this is the final momentum, okay? Anyway, so all right, I should not write it like this. This is wrong. I should write P final. These are same, right? Because the momentum initially and momentum finally is the same due to law of conservation of momentum. So here you get 35. This is 4 Vr plus 1.75. Okay, now you know that this and these are equal. So 4 Vr is equal to 1.75 plus 1.75 is equal to 0. 4 Vr is equal to minus 1.75. Why is it the minus? Because it is in the opposite direction. Okay. So 1.75 divided by 4 is minus 0.4375 meter per second. This is the velocity, initial recoil velocity of the rifle. You have to write it like this. Therefore, the initial recoil velocity of the rifle is this much. Okay? Okay. Two objects of masses 100 gram and 200 gram are moving along the same line and direction with velocities 2 meter per second and 1 meter per second respectively. Okay? They collide and after collision, the first object moves with a velocity of this much, determine the velocity of the second object. Very simple, again, law of conservation of momentum. Initial mass remains the same, mass into initial velocity of first object, 2 meter per second, right? Plus initial velocity, mass plus initial velocity of second, 1. है ना? it will be equal to mass of the first object is 100. It says first object moves with the velocity. So final velocity of first object is 1.67 plus 200 into, we have to find the final velocity. Okay, what is this formula? M1, this is the first object, u1 initial velocity plus m2, ये प्लस नहीं होगा, ये मल्टीप्लाई है, u2 is equal to m1 v1 is equal to m2, sorry, plus m2 v2, right? We have been given values of ये बस ये find out करना है, ठीक है? That is all that you have to find out, right? You have this formula. Now we calculate. What is this? 200 plus 200 is equal to 167 plus 200v. Okay. 400, I should have written smaller. 400 is equal to 167 plus 200v. Right? 400 minus 167. 200v is equal to 400 minus 167, 233. V is equal to 233 divided by 200. V is equal to 233 divided by 200 is equal to 1.165 meter per second. Okay, this is the velocity of the second ball. Okay, you see कि first object की velocity has reduced and second object की velocity has increased, right? This is, and also they are both positive because they are both moving in the same line. So एक object थोड़ा slow हो जाएगा, the other object will move slightly faster, but the masses remain the same, right? So that is law of conservation of momentum. So you have to remember something about the conservation laws. They are supposed to be fundamental laws in physics. Law of conservation of momentum, law of conservation of energy, law of conservation of angular momentum, law of conservation of charge. These are all laws of conservation, right? And these are fundamental laws. They are based on observations and experiments. They cannot be proved. आप इसका proof नहीं दे सकते हो कि this proves it. What happens is they can be verified or disproved by experiments. ये इतने fundamental है, एकदम basic है that you don't need to prove them. If you do an experiment, you can verify कि हाँ, this verifies the law of conservation of momentum. You cannot say it proves it. You cannot say that all of these examples that you did are proving the law of conservation of momentum. You can just say that हाँ कि you already know that this law exists, it is being verified, right? An experiment whose result is in conformity with the law verifies or substantiates it. It does not prove it. But if there is a single experiment, even one experiment which goes against this law, then it is enough to disprove it. But this has, even though this was formulated almost 300 years ago, right? Newton and all of them, they lived 300 years ago, whoever did this. But there has not been a single situation, and trust me, people have been working on this for a very long time and they have done a lot of experiments. Not a single situation has been realized that has contradicted this law for nearly 300 years, right? And several experiences of everyday life can be explained on the basis of law of conservation of momentum, right? These are again some questions that are given at the back. These are all theoretical. The numerical part of the back questions I'm going to be taking up in the next part. An object experiences net zero external unbalanced force. Net zero external unbalanced force. Is it possible for the object to be traveling with a non-zero velocity? Non-zero velocity, which means it has some speed. If yes, state the conditions that must be placed on the magnitude and direction of velocity. If no, provide a reason. Simple is that yes, it is possible for the object to be moving with the non-zero velocity. How? You know, according to the first law of motion, an object in a state of rest or motion continues to be in that state of rest or motion unless acted upon by an external unbalanced force. There is no external unbalanced force. Therefore, this object which was already in motion remains to be in motion. Right? So it was already in motion, therefore it is moving with the non-zero velocity. What is the condition that can be placed in the magnitude and direction? Since there is no external unbalanced force, which means there is also no friction, the magnitude of the velocity remains the same and the direction does not change. Right? The magnitude remains the same and the direction also remains the same. It is moving with uniform velocity along a straight line. Uniform velocity means it is along a straight line. It is moving with uniform speed. Since we are talking about magnitude, uniform speed in a straight line. Why can it not move in a circular? It cannot move in a circular line. We have talked about circular motion. It cannot move in a circular motion because it is accelerated at every point, and for acceleration you need a certain amount of force. But since there is no external unbalanced force, then it is moving with uniform speed in a straight line. Okay? When a carpet is beaten with a stick, dust comes out of it. Explain. I have talked about this, I think, in the previous one. When you beat a carpet, ऐसे carpet आपने vertically पकड़ा, उसको you use some sort of a bat or something to beat it, right? A cricket bat or something, and you beat it. What happens is the carpet moves back, but the small dust particles on the carpet, they remain in the same place due to inertia, right? So the carpet moves back, but the dust particles on it remain in the same place, therefore they fall down. That is inertia. Due to inertia, the dust particles remain in the same place and then they fall because the carpet has moved back. Okay. Why is it advised to tie any luggage kept on the roof of a bus with a rope? Again, due to inertia, because if you have a bus and if you have luggage kept on it, and you have luggage kept on it, if the bus moves forward quickly, then the luggage has a tendency to remain at the same place due to inertia. Therefore, it might fall back. Or if the bus decelerates, if it hits the brake, it will move. The force is in this direction. Then the luggage will have the tendency to remain moving in a straight line. Therefore, it will have a tendency to come to move forward and to fall forward. So that is why in order to what happens when it is kept with tied with the rope, it becomes one system. So वो बस के साथ ही आगे जाएगा या पीछे जाएगा, right? A batsman hits a cricket ball which then rolls on a level ground. Okay, after covering a short distance, the ball comes to rest. The ball slows to a stop because the batsman did not hit the ball hard enough. Velocity is proportional to the force exerted on the ball. There is a force on the ball opposing the motion. There is no unbalanced force on the ball, so the ball would want to come to rest. Of course, this is not true. There is a force on the ball opposing the motion. And this is the correct answer because if it is moving in this direction, the ground exerts frictional force, right? This opposes the motion and therefore the ball comes to rest. ये friction की वजह से होता है. Okay. What is the momentum of a mass of object M moving with velocity B? ये simple आपको formula पूछा है. What is momentum? P is equal to is equal to mass into velocity. This is the answer. Okay, D is the answer. According to the third law of motion, when we push on an object, the object pushes back on us with an equal and opposite force, right? If the object is a massive truck parked along the roadside, slightly better than the bus, it will probably not move. A student justifies this by answering that two opposite and equal forces cancel each other. Comment on this logic and explain why the truck does not move. Simple thing ऐसी है that when the object pushes back on us, which means that the two forces, the action and the reaction, are working on two different objects. I told you in the beginning of this video that doesn't mean they cancel each other out. If the boy is pushing like this, the truck, right? The truck pushes back like this, but this is by the person on the truck and this is by the truck on the person, right? So there is an equal and opposite force, but they are acting on two different people. So this justification is wrong. They do not cancel each other out because they're acting on two different bodies. अगर दो different bodies में act कर रहा है तो वो cancel नहीं होगा. Why does the truck not move? It has a very large inertia. बहुत बड़ा inertia है because बहुत बड़ा mass है. Firstly there is a huge amount of inertia because the high amount of mass. So a small force will not move it. You have to keep giving it a certain force for a long period of time. So the first of course is inertia. And second of course is the fact that there is a large amount of friction acting on it. So जितना push करेगा there is also friction acting हो ना. Friction भी पीछे जा रहा है. तो इसीलिए this force will not move. This small force will not move the truck. Akhtar, Kiran and Rahul were riding in a motor car that was moving with a high velocity on an expressway when an insect hit the windshield and got stuck on the windscreen. ये कार का windscreen है, यहाँ पे आके वो insect आया and it bumped. It got stuck on the windscreen, it died. Akhtar and Kiran started pondering over the situation. Kiran suggested that the insect suffered a greater change in momentum as compared to the change in momentum of the motor car because the change in velocity of the insect was much more than that of the motor car. ये लॉजिक क्या है? किरण बोला कि चेंज इन मोमेंटम इसका ज्यादा है एंड चेंज इन मोमेंटम इसका कम है. दैट इज नॉट ट्रू. नो, you know that rate of change of momentum is the same. Rate of change of momentum is equal to the is proportional to the applied force. And you know according to the third law कि दोनों का force acting is the same. So change in motion momentum for both should be the same. Doesn't matter कि उसका mass है या mass कितना है क्या है, rate of change of momentum दोनों का same होगा. So this is wrong. What Kiran said is wrong. Akhtar said that since the motor car was moving with a higher velocity, it exerted a larger force on the insect. And as a result, the insect died. That's exactly what I said. The force exerted by the insect on the car was equal to the force exerted by the car on the insect. It doesn't matter what the velocity or the mass is, the force exerted are the same, but effect can be different. So ये अख्तर का भी गलत है, अख्तर भी गलत बोला. Rahul, while putting an entirely new uh, yes, he said that both the motor car and the insect experience the same force and change in momentum. He is right because ये दोनों impact किया एक दूसरे से, right? Change in आपने तो अभी now you have also talked about the law of conservation of momentum. But in this case, third law of motions is equal and opposite reaction. So दोनों ने collision किया, insect पे भी same force लगा और इस पे भी same force लगा कार पे. But because of the high mass of the car, the effect on the car was negligible but because that force for that tiny little body, इस पे वो force लगा, कार पे, कार पे जो force लगा वो उतना ही force आप insect पे लगा रहे हो, तो insect is a tiny little thing, of course it died. So they did experience the same force and change in magnitude. So Rahul is right, because the insect and the car experienced the same change in same force and change in momentum, but because the mass of the insect was so little, the effect on the insect was also extremely high, therefore the insect died. So Rahul is right, but Kiran and Akhtar are wrong. Okay. So what have we learned? We have learned that an object moves when acted upon by an unbalanced force. This is an object does not change its state of rest or motion unless an unbalanced force acts on it. This is first law of motion. Force of friction always moves in the opposite direction of object of motion. It opposes the motion of the object. This is the first law of motion. An object continues to be in a state of rest or of uniform motion along a straight line unless acted upon by an external force. This is what we did in the question. अभी पिछले questions में देखा था. The natural tendency of objects to resist a change in their state of rest or of uniform motion is called inertia. The mass of an object is a measure of its inertia. SI unit of mass is kg. The momentum of an object is the product of its mass and velocity and has the same direction as its velocity. P is equal to mv. SI unit of momentum is kg meter per second. Second law of motion, the rate of change of momentum of an object is proportional to the applied unbalanced force in the direction of the force, where force is equal to mass into acceleration. The SI unit of force is kilogram meter per second square, which is also Newton. 1 Newton produces an acceleration of 1 meter per second on an object of mass 1 kg. The third law of motion states that to every action there is an equal and opposite reaction which acts on different bodies. Okay, this is what we have learned in all of these parts put together. Okay, in an isolated system. Okay, in an isolated system, when I talk about it becoming a system, system means it acts together. It is isolated means there is no external force acting on it. In an isolated system, the total momentum remains conserved. Okay, please watch part for solve numericals of this chapter. Whatever numericals are there in the back, I have solved them for you, right? Please watch part 4 for it, and you can read this summary again and again. अगर इसमें कुछ समझ नहीं आया तो go back to that part. Okay, and then you can, this is part 3. So in this we have only talked about conservation of momentum and we have discussed theoretical questions. The first law of motion until this was done in part 1. This was done in part 2. Okay, इसमें से कुछ भी समझ नहीं आया, just go back to that video. If you still don't understand it, watch it again, and if you still don't understand it, email us and I will explain it better. Okay, if you like this video, please like it, give us a thumbs up. Write a comment if you like it. If you don't like it, write a comment. We always try to improve, right? If you like it, please share it with your friends. Please subscribe to our channel and please press the bell icon so that you get notified whenever we upload new videos. Okay, thank you for watching this. Please watch part 4 and see you.